This is the story of a strange alien species that invades Earth and takes over 99% of the human population. These aliens, known as souls, put the real human souls into a state of deep sleep and then completely control their bodies. Once an alien takes over a human, their eyes begin to glow with a soft light. That glow is the only way to tell whether someone is still human or has already been taken over. At the beginning of the story, we're told that not long ago, aliens suddenly attacked Earth. In no time, they overpowered nearly the entire human race. These beings, the souls, would capture humans, force their consciousness into a dormant state, and take control of their bodies. Once inside, the aliens could use their host bodies to move, speak, and function like normal humans, making it almost impossible to distinguish them from real people. The only way to tell them apart was by looking closely into their eyes. If someone's eyes had a glowing light around the cornea, it meant an alien was inside. Now we see a group of aliens chasing a young girl named Melanie. They want to capture her and send her soul into deep sleep so that they can insert one of their own into her body. To escape them, Melanie jumps off a building, but she underestimates the impact. She falls hard, gets seriously injured, and loses consciousness. The aliens find her and easily capture her. Sometime later, we see that they have already inserted one of their own into Melanie's body, a soul named Wanderer. Normally, when a soul takes over a host body, they can access that person's memories and completely control them. When Melanie wakes up, her glowing eyes show that she's no longer in control. Wanderer is now in charge. It seems like Melanie's soul has gone into deep sleep, but as Wanderer looks at herself in the mirror, something unusual happens. She hears a voice inside her head. It's Melanie. Somehow, Melanie's consciousness hasn't faded completely. She's still present in her own body, speaking from within. Wanderer tries to ignore it and heads off to meet her leader, Seeker. This wasn't supposed to happen. Once a soul takes over, the original human is usually silent. But Melanie's mind is unusually strong, and that's likely why she couldn't be completely shut down. From the conversation between Wanderer and Seeker, we learn that the aliens now control 99% of humanity. However, there is still 1% of people who are alive, free, and fighting back. Some of these humans have managed to kill souls in battle. Melanie was one of them. That's why Seeker wants Wanderer to dig through Melanie's memories and reveal where these remaining humans are hiding. Seeker plans to send more souls to take over their bodies too, leaving no threats behind. As Wanderer explores Melanie's past, we learn that Melanie's father took his own life after the alien invasion. She escaped with her younger brother Jamie and has been on the run ever since. When Seeker learns about Melanie's brother, she demands more details. Melanie begs Wanderer not to share anything, but Wanderer disobeys and tells Seeker Jamie's name. Melanie becomes furious. She knows Seeker will now go after her brother. Later that night, while Wanderer is resting, she starts to see more of Melanie's memories. She sees Melanie's boyfriend, Jared, who fought alongside the Resistance and has killed many aliens. Wanderer thinks about reporting this too, but something stops her. Deep down, she's beginning to feel connected to Melanie, and part of her knows that Seeker's actions have destroyed Melanie's life. Because of this, Wanderer begins holding back information. She only gives Seeker small pieces, avoiding the truth about Jared and the hidden humans. Seeker, on the other hand, is desperate to learn about the secret location where these last remaining humans are living safely. Seeker continued asking Wanderer questions about where the humans might be hiding. Wanderer, however, had started seeing visions. She saw a mountain-like area in her mind. It was the place where the last surviving humans were secretly living. Wanderer quickly sketched the location in a notebook, but before she could share it, Melanie's voice came from inside, begging her not to tell anyone. If Seeker found out about this place, she would surely go there and kill everyone. Wanderer didn't want anything bad to happen to Melanie or her loved ones, so she tore the sketch out and hid it in her coat pocket. Until now, no one knew that Melanie was still conscious and able to speak to Wanderer from inside the body. One whole week passed. During this time, Wanderer gave Seeker no new information. Seeker was shocked and suspicious. But since Wanderer had earlier given her accurate information about Melanie's brother, Seeker held back from acting out just yet. Then, something unexpected happened. As soon as Melanie heard Seeker mention her brother's name again, she got furious. In a sudden burst of strength, Melanie took control of her own body and attacked Seeker. But Seeker had a special device on her, which she immediately used to knock Wanderer unconscious. When Wanderer regained consciousness, she found Seeker sitting right in front of her. And then came a shocking truth. Seeker now wanted to enter Melanie's body herself. She planned to remove Wanderer's soul and insert her own. After getting all the remaining information out of Melanie's mind, Seeker was even planning to kill her. This terrified Wanderer, but she didn't show it in front of Seeker. Later, in her room, she started talking to Melanie. Melanie didn't care if she died, but she was worried that if Seeker entered her body, she would discover the secret location where the last humans were hiding. There was only one way to stop that from happening. Wanderer had to escape. Though scared, Wanderer knew that staying would put Melanie's friends in danger. So she stole a car and ran away. As she drove, she kept talking with Melanie, hoping Melanie would guide her to the hidden human camp. But Melanie refused. Instead, she directed Wanderer to a different route. Eventually, Wanderer reached a desert and had to leave the car behind. Melanie told her to walk on foot from here. Wanderer obeyed, but the long walk exhausted her. After a while, she collapsed under a tree and fainted. When she woke up the next morning, she saw an old man sitting in front of her. He was Melanie's uncle, Uncle Jeb. He quickly gave her water, but the moment he looked into her eyes, he realized she had that alien glow. Immediately, he pulled out a gun and pointed it at her. Wanderer tried to explain that Melanie was still alive inside her. Then, Melanie took over and started speaking directly to her uncle. Uncle Jeb was stunned to hear her and began believing her story. Just then, a young man named Kyle arrived with a few others. The moment he saw the glow in her eyes, he tried to attack her. But Uncle Jeb stepped in and aimed his gun at Kyle, demanding he back off. Still, Jeb couldn't fully trust Wanderer. To be safe, he blindfolded her and took her to the hidden place where the remaining humans were living. Once the blindfold was removed, Wanderer saw Jared, Melanie's boyfriend. The moment Melanie saw him, she took control of her body again and ran to him. But when Jared looked into her glowing eyes, he didn't believe it was really her. Confused and angry, he slapped her. And it wasn't just Jared. None of the others trusted her except for Uncle Jeb. They all believed that once a soul enters a body, it gains full access to that person's memories and personality. Because souls can access all the memories of the human bodies they take over, people were still unsure whether Melanie was really alive inside Wanderer. So for now, Wanderer was kept locked up in a dark, cold storage room. Meanwhile, Seeker had just learned about Wanderer's escape and was furious. She immediately searched Wanderer's room, where she found the sketch of the mountains, the same mountains that appeared in Wanderer's vision. Seeing the drawing, Seeker realized that this must be the hidden location where the remaining humans were hiding. So, she gathered her team and left immediately to search for them. But even after reaching the place, Seeker couldn't find the secret passage into the mountain. The humans had hidden it well. Inside, the remaining survivors were living like a tribal community. They had set up solar panels, grown crops, and were doing whatever they could to survive. It was a primitive life, but at least they were free. Whenever they needed supplies, they would drive into the city, loot abandoned stores, and bring back what they needed. But they were always careful to wear sunglasses because anyone who saw their natural eyes could easily tell they weren't under alien control. Back inside the base, Wanderer's condition was getting worse. Even though she was being fed and cared for, no one trusted her. Melanie was deeply upset inside as well. Then, one day, her younger brother Jamie came to see her. He wanted to know if his sister was still alive inside this alien-controlled body. When Melanie saw her brother, she immediately started speaking to him from inside. Jamie could hear her, and after a few moments he was convinced his sister was still alive. Jamie and Jeb, Melanie's uncle, went to the others and explained everything. Slowly, the rest of the group started to believe that Melanie was really alive inside Wanderer's body. So they decided to let Wanderer out and slowly began to trust her. For the first time, Wanderer sat with the group and shared a meal. During their conversations, she revealed that she was over 1,000 years old and had lived on more than 12 different planets. Everyone was stunned to hear this. Meanwhile, Jared, Ian, and another friend had gone on a supply run into the city, but their mission was interrupted when Seeker spotted them. She opened fire from a helicopter, killing all of their companions. Only Jared and Ian survived. Jared returned to the base, furious. He blamed Wanderer for everything and pointed a gun at her, threatening to kill her. He still couldn't believe Melanie was alive inside, but Jeb tried to explain that if Jared killed Wanderer, he'd also be killing Melanie. Jared didn't believe it until Ian stepped in. Ian had been watching everything closely and didn't like the way Jared was acting. He also feared that Jared might try to kill Wanderer again later, so he offered Wanderer a place to stay, his room. Somewhere along the way, Ian had also started to develop feelings for her. Later that night, while Jared was sleeping, he began to dream of Melanie. Memories of the time they'd spent together came flooding back. He missed her terribly, so he decided to go talk to Wanderer one last time. When he reached her room, Ian was standing guard outside, but Ian could see the change in Jared's eyes. He wasn't angry anymore, so he let him in. The moment Jared entered, he kissed Wanderer, but Melanie, still alive inside, didn't like what she saw. She suddenly took control of her body and slapped Jared across the face. That one slap was enough to make Jared realize the truth. Melanie really was alive inside Wanderer, and the slap wasn't because of the kiss alone. It was because Melanie still loved Jared and didn't want him kissing anyone else. even if it was technically her own body, controlled by someone else. Seeing her possessiveness and emotions, Jared finally accepted that Melanie was still there. Later, Wanderer went out to a nearby waterfall to get some fresh air and clear her mind. But as she stood there, something unexpected happened. Wanderer had gone out to the waterfall for some peace, but Kyle, still suspicious of her, quietly followed her. He believed that Wanderer was secretly working with the aliens and that she might be transmitting their location to her kind. As soon as they reached the waterfall, Kyle attacked her without warning. Wanderer tried to run away, but Kyle tried to push her into the waterfall. In the struggle, Kyle lost his balance and nearly fell himself. But at the last moment, Wanderer grabbed his hand and saved his life. Just then, Ian and Jared showed up. They quickly pulled both Wanderer and Kyle to safety and took them to the doctor. At the medical room, the doctor asked what had happened. Wanderer didn't want Kyle to get into trouble, so she lied and said that Kyle slipped accidentally and she was only trying to help him. Everyone believed her, except Ian. He knew the truth. Later, Ian followed her outside and gently confronted her. During their conversation, Ian opened up and told her that he had started to fall for her. Wanderer, already impressed by Ian's kindness, accepted his feelings. But just as she leaned in for a kiss, Melanie, still present inside, suddenly stopped her. Since it was Melanie's body, Wanderer didn't argue and quietly backed off. A few more days passed, and then something serious happened. Jamie, Melanie's younger brother, hurt his leg while working. Though the doctor treated it, the wound wasn't healing and an infection had begun to spread. Worried, Wanderer rushed to speak with the doctor. That's when she discovered something horrifying. The doctor had been experimenting on humans who were taken over by souls. He was trying to remove the souls from their bodies, but every single patient had died in the process. Wanderer was horrified and overwhelmed with guilt. She ran away in fear and sadness, blaming herself for the deaths of her kind. Melanie tried to calm her down, but Wanderer didn't listen. In anger, she even yelled, "This is my body now. Leave me alone," and forced Melanie to go silent. 3 days passed. Wanderer refused to eat or drink. She hadn't spoken to Melanie either. She was too shaken by what she had learned. She was scared and broken. Then, Uncle Jeb came to her. He tried to explain that the doctor wasn't trying to harm her people out of cruelty. He was simply trying to save his own. They were all just trying to survive. At first, Wanderer didn't want to hear it, but eventually she realized that both species were living in fear. Both sides were desperate not to be wiped out. She finally accepted Jeb's words and decided to return to the group and live like before. Soon, she found out Jamie's condition had worsened. His leg was getting worse, and the infection was spreading fast. Wanderer tried to speak with Melanie, but there was no response. That's when she realized, with horror, that maybe she had pushed Melanie into deep sleep forever. Worried and panicked, she went to Ian and asked him to kiss her. She hoped that Melanie, out of jealousy, would react. But when Ian kissed her, Melanie didn't respond at all. That made Wanderer even more afraid. She quickly called Jared and asked him to kiss her. And this time, it worked. As soon as Jared kissed her, Melanie burst out in anger and took control of her body. She couldn't bear to see Jared kiss anyone else. Everyone was overjoyed to know Melanie was still alive inside. Seeing this, Wanderer came up with an idea. She decided to help save Jamie's life by going to a soul medical supply store to get advanced alien medicine. Because she was a soul herself, no one suspected her at the hospital. She managed to get several medicines for free and also took a silver container with her. When she returned, they applied the medicine to Jamie's leg. Miraculously, his wound began healing instantly. Everyone was amazed and grateful. Jamie's life was saved. Meanwhile, Seeker was still desperately trying to find the human's base. She hadn't given up. Suddenly, an idea struck her. Seeker had a plan. She was finally going to execute it to discover the human base. Meanwhile, Wanderer had become deeply loved by the people. They even started taking her along during supply runs to city stores. Because Wanderer was a soul, no one at the stores ever asked her to pay, making her an incredible help to the hidden humans. One day, while returning from a store with Ian and Jared, Wanderer noticed something on the road, a human dead body. Shocked, they stopped the car and rushed to check, but it was a trap. Seeker suddenly appeared and held them all at gunpoint. This was her plan, to use them and force the location of the human base out of them. But before she could question them, Uncle Jeb showed up just in time and shot Seeker with a tranquilizer, knocking her out. They brought the unconscious Seeker back to their hidden base. When she woke up, she was terrified, convinced the humans were going to kill her. And honestly, most of them wanted to. Many of their people had died because of her. But Melanie, still alive inside Wanderer's body, stepped forward and stopped them. She insisted they not kill Seeker. Later, Wanderer privately talked to Seeker. During their emotional exchange, Wanderer discovered something shocking: how to peacefully remove a soul from a human body. She rushed to the doctor and told him her discovery. But she had one condition. She would only share the method if the doctor agreed to remove her from Melanie's body. The doctor agreed, but Wanderer had another request. After her soul was removed, she didn't want to return to her planet or be inserted into another body. She was ready to die. Even though she loved Ian deeply, she knew that Melanie could never be happy with Jared, while Wanderer controlled her body. She wanted Melanie to have her life back. When Melanie found out, she begged Wanderer not to do it, but Wanderer had made up her mind. Seeing how selfless she was, the doctor finally agreed to the plan. Before going through with it, they first tested the removal method. Seeker's body was brought in, unconscious. Wanderer gently spoke to the soul inside her, calmly, kindly, with love. And it worked. The soul inside Seeker agreed to leave the body voluntarily. Everyone was shocked. The doctor realized that souls could not be forced out. They could only be persuaded through love and understanding. Wanderer captured Seeker's soul in the silver container she had stolen from the hospital. Then, with the help of Jared and Ian, she sent it back to its home planet using laser technology. She explained that the journey would take 1,000 years, and another 1,000 years if the soul ever tried to return. That meant the human race was safe from Seeker for generations. After returning to base, Wanderer went to the doctor one last time. She asked him to remove her soul from Melanie's body. No one wanted her to go. Ian was devastated, but she spoke to him with love, helping him understand that this was the only way forward. The doctor proceeded with the process. A little while later, Wanderer woke up again, but she wasn't gone. She was alive, and now inside a new human body. Confused and angry at first, she saw Melanie standing nearby. That's when she realized the truth. After removing her soul, the group had placed her into the body of a girl who was about to die. This way, they saved Wanderer's life too. At first, Wanderer was upset, but then she understood. If they hadn't done it, that girl would have died anyway. Now, both she and Melanie had a second chance at life, each in their own body. Wanderer finally began to feel better, and she immediately went to talk to Ian. It was clear now, they could be together, just like Jared and Melanie. And that's exactly what happened. Both couples began to live happily. Months passed. One day, we see Wanderer, Melanie, Ian, and Jared out driving in the open. They had gone out to explore and enjoy a peaceful day, but suddenly, a group of alien soldiers stopped them. But instead of trying to save herself, Wanderer bravely stepped forward and admitted she was a friend of these humans. Surprisingly, the alien soldiers laughed. Just then, a bald man wearing sunglasses walked toward them. When he removed his glasses, it was revealed. He wasn't a soul at all. He was a human. He explained that the souls with him were his friends. They were working together to find other human survivor groups. Hearing this, everyone smiled in relief. And with that heartwarming moment, the movie comes to an end. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification to all, and don't forget to like the video. What would you do if one day you woke up and someone else was controlling your body? Tell us in the comments below. Until next time, take care and goodbye.